Helen and Sam again for our last week of Yachting World logbook. So got the questions here and I'll go through them. How are you feeling, number one? Feeling good, thanks. We're just over 2,000 miles away from the finish, and we're fairly solidly in the trade winds now. We went past the Cape Verdes, quite a long way west, but the Cape Verdes yesterday or last night, and we're just heading north. I'm actually going through the Rourke transatlantic fleet at the moment. I was hoping to bump into some of them, but it doesn't look like it'll be the case. There's the two big boats went ahead of me last night, and the main pack is to the east of me now, so keep an eye on them, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Question 2. You've had a good battle with Jeremy for a while now. Is it extra motivating this stage of the race, or just exhausting? A little bit of both. It's motivating. It's good to have a reference fairly regularly as to how we're doing, and be able to see how things are going. It's a little bit exhausting as well, because if you make any errors, or if you stop to make a repair or do something, you lose miles straight away. So yeah, a little bit of both, to be honest. Stop that alarm. Yeah, so yeah, Jeremy, mix of motivating and exhausting. You've hit the nail on the head. It's a bit of both, but probably on a whole, pulling us both, making us both go faster. Still a long way to go. Will there be some more place changes between the two of you? Yeah, I mean, the race is a long way from over. We're just over a week from the finish, and there's a lot going on between now and then. We've got a big ridge to go through this weekend, Saturday time. And on the other side of that, there's a big low, which at the moment the optical routing is basically a no-go, because it's 9-meter waves and 50 plus knots of wind, which means we've got to pick another route, which means you're losing miles. We've got to decide how many miles you want to lose, and so I think that could even bring, without talking about Jeremy, that could bring some other boats a bit further behind us into the mix. Biotherm isn't that far away. They're a bit handicapped upwind with his J2 breakage, but he's going to be going well off the wind, and Hull seems quick, and I don't know what state he's in, but he's not far off, and going into the ridge could really compress the pack. And then there's Boris and Tomo, who are a bit further west, and Justin not far away. So yeah, I'm a long way from thinking it's a 2-horse race. Just trying to keep things simple, really. What do conditions look like for the final week? I kind of went through them briefly, but so basically we got another 2 days of this, trade winds, upwind, 15 knots average, between 10 and 20. It's quite unstable actually. And then Saturday we're going to go through the ridge. Sunday we'll just be coming out the ridge and into the low pressure system, and hopefully by then the weather will be a little bit clearer as to what's happening after that, and how we can get around this low in a reasonable fashion without losing too many miles, without taking too much risk. And then we'll have probably 3 days in that low, and then the Bay of Biscay, which at the moment is a bit too far away. It depends a lot on the timing of things, as how fast we get through that low, and the weather files aren't 100% in agreement yet either. So yes, the last week's not looking straightforward, let's put it that way. Is it strange to think about being back on land after so long? Yeah, I had one. It hit me hard when the routing started going to the finish, and suddenly the Vendée Globe wasn't just, oh, it'll finish later, or it suddenly had a reference in time, and that kind of started making things feel a bit long. And then another one was when Charlie and Johan finished, and watching them finish just kind of realised that the end is getting closer, and yeah, it's the first time since the start the race has started to feel a little bit long, to be honest. And so yeah, I'm trying to not think about the finish too much. There's still a lot of sailing to go, a lot of things that could happen. I try and keep on top of boat work and keep on top of boat checks, make sure the boat's in good condition, and try and find that right balance between risk and reward. We've seen quite a few breakages in the last few days, and yeah, I think that could end up playing a fairly big part in the result of this little group. So yeah, trying to not think about land too much. You seem to have loved this race. Are you already thinking ahead to 2028? Yeah, I have enjoyed this race, and yes, I'm already thinking about 2028. I'd love to come back if we can fit all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together. It's obviously not straightforward, these projects. It's a big investment in terms of money, time, energy, and yeah, trying to do it in the right conditions as well. So yeah, I'd love to come back in 2028, obviously with a more competitive campaign, and give the front runners a bit more of a run for their money with the last generation boat. But Depends how good I am in the next couple of years of trying to set that project up. So you can trust me to be working on it, and hopefully I'll make it happen. What's been the best and the most unexpected part of the race for you? Best and the most unexpected part. The best bit has been the pleasant surprise of actually I've enjoyed it. I was quite worried I wouldn't enjoy it. It's quite a long time to spend on your own on a boat. Sometimes when you do a 10-day transat, you think it's never ending and it's taking forever. So I was a bit worried about spending 70, 80 days at sea. And yeah, up until now it hasn't really felt like that at all, and I've managed to enjoy it. So that's good. And then probably the hardest bit is the whole technical side of things. I kind of underestimated how stressful that would be, just trying to keep on top of all that side of things. And when you've got a small breakage, how much time and energy do you invest into it, and how much time and energy do you invest into checking things. And yeah, it kind of weighs quite heavily on you, because it's obviously has a massive impact on the race. And some issues are tiny and solved in 5 minutes. Some you could just leave and cross your fingers it'll be fine, and some you need to do something about fairly urgently, and everything in between. So yeah, that's probably what I found the hardest. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for everyone for watching, and thanks for Helen and Yachting World for following, and look forward to catching up with everyone at the end of the race. See ya.